Probando cámara, 1, 2, 3. So I love the way that cows smell. Is that kind of weird? I mean, it's just the nostalgic scent, you know? Because I love the way cows smell, I'm gonna paint a cow today. Well, not today, I'll start today. I always start my background with yellow, but I feel like the yellow that I always start with is always very bright. I wanted to try something different. So now we have yellow, we have bright yellow, cadmium yellow, and white. So 3 different hues. This right here is right out of the can. So it's not that much different, but it makes it a little bit more interesting and not as translucent. I need to be careful here because I don't want to get paint on these ones back here. This right here is my self-portrait. Just kidding, that's Luke Evans. You know him from the Fast and the Furious, Beauty and the Beast, Immortals. And that particular day he was in Mykonos, soaking up the sun in a lovely blue Speedo. Normally I would paint everything yellow, but today I'm feeling like I should do things different. So I won't be painting the whole thing yellow. And that's it for now. And not to let it dry. This is for my friend Tara, and she loves the color pink. So I want this background to be pink. So now I'm going to add another layer just to get rid of all this yellow that's peeking through and make it a little bit more pristine because it's kind of messy right now. So now I'm done with this layer and I'm just going to continuously layer the background until I get to the point where I like what I see, and then I'll continue with the cow. Alright, so I added a stencil here and then I'm going to do it all the way around. Is using stencils cheating? Well, some may think so, but I think why work harder when you can work smarter? The only thing that paint doesn't transfer like very pristine, like it's globby, it's messy, and I think I like the way that looks because that's not going to be the focal point. The focal point is going to be the cow. Now had I used spray paint, that would have been more precise, but I'm not looking for precision here. I'm just looking for texture and something visually interesting. So I plan to do that all around. I had to wash this stencil because if I would have used it one more time without cleaning it, I think it would have just been too messy. So while that dries, I'm gonna work on her mouth, snout. Is it a snout for a cow? Not sure. So I want her mouth or her nose, her teeth section, this, to be white. And I've already decided that she's a girl. We're gonna do this white. The brush is dirty, so it's not appearing white, but I like that because that will add a little bit of color. And I don't want like neat brush strokes. I want it to be a little messy. Done with the pattern. This part's still wet, so I'm going to turn it upside down to continue with bringing in darker pinks. I have just like a darker pink that I want to outline this. was too dark. I wanted that dark. It was coming with the rag and remove. The wetter your rag is, the more color you'll remove. The drier, the less. Now I need to turn it right side up just to see what that's doing. Let's step back. Ooh, that looks neat. But it needs more on the left. So now I've got to do the same technique down here, now that it's dry. So now I'm going to use a brush to smooth out these transitions. And it has to be dry because in this case I do not want the color to run down. And just do little circles with not too much pressure, just slightly over. And then I do all that until I am satisfied with what I see. It's kind of like applying blush, I feel like. I'm not done with the background, but I'm at a point where I can start working on the cow. It's going to be brown. I don't know how dark I want the brown. This is where I'm at now. It's starting to take shape. Did you know that cows are very social animals? And they don't like to be alone. So if you have a cow locked up by itself in a pen, add another cow in there because she's probably lonely. And they only have bottom teeth. They don't have upper teeth. I knew they had really long tongues, but I guess I never thought about whether or not they had upper teeth. And they don't. They only have lower teeth. And they also have great memories. So I started by adding these daisies that she's gonna be holding in her mouth. But I did it with the palette knife, so it's going to be textured. And then I said, let me use the palette knife throughout. So I think it's going to be textured throughout, not just on the background. So I'm not done, but these are now super dry. I had to let the daisies dry since it's textured. I'm liking where it's going. I think it's pretty neat. I would say my 3 favorite cows are the Scottish Highland cows, just because when they're babies, they're so cute, you know? And their wavy hair makes them that much more interesting to look at. And then the second would be the Brahmin cow. What makes them interesting for me are the humps they have and then their floppy ears. And then lastly, but certainly not least, the Texas Longhorns. Like, I think they're just so majestic, you know, with their really long horns that grow in such a peculiar way. But yeah, I don't know what kind of cow this is. A milk cow perhaps? I don't know. So I have a problem. This nostril is too high compared to this one. I have to fix that. So this is where we're currently at. I feel like her right eye looks super bug-eyed. Started bringing in a little bit of black and just working the ear, the left one. And then once I love what I see though, I'll go to the right. So I think I'm done with the left ear. The left eye is still not done, but she has her lashes on, looking hella cute. Cows have naturally really long lashes. So now I'm gonna start adding the green for the stems and the leaves. I guess I'm trying to procrastinate on the ear, but it still needs to get done. Well, I mean, there's a lot on the right side that needs to get done. One step closer. I am done with my painting and I absolutely love it. I think it's really pretty. I think it's very well executed. I love the texture and the background. I think the daisies add a nice touch. I've actually painted several and lots of cows, and I'm gonna share with you my top 3. This one right here is one of my favorites. I painted it back in 2016, so almost 10 years ago. And I like this one because it's a deconstructed cow. I mean, there's a slight homage to Cubism in a sense. The colors are very interesting. It's a piece that's very layered, and that makes it cool when you look at it in person. I mean, photographs, like I always say, no, don't ever do any justice to it, but this was really interesting when you interact with it in person. The burst of orange really pops here in it, and the blue, it's a really pretty painting. And then this one with the 3 Highland cows in a winter wonderland. I painted this one in 2021. And I like the whole white aesthetic, you know, you just making something contrast with a lot of white. I really enjoy that. So like the brights of the cows in contrast to the background, I think works really well in this one. And this other one is also 3 Highland cows. I enjoy this one a little more because stylistically there's a lot more movement in this. I like how intricate the background is. You know, there's a lot of colors. There's an array of colors in the background that I really enjoy. And I think the way it interacts with the cows, you know, it's not competing for attention. I think everything has its spot, its place, even though there is a lot of color. In the background, the cows still stand out. Also, like with the background, it's like, what is that, you know? It's not your traditional sunset or mountain range, perhaps. I was very much inspired by Saturn, the planet, what Saturn looks like. The colors used to depict the planet Saturn was what I was referencing in this one. Those are my top 3 paintings that I've done of cows. I love cows. Let's get a closer look and remove the painting, that way it doesn't distract from this piece. Really early on I saw this and I just kept it because I thought, I feel like, you know, it's something that I'm known for, you know, there's always a penis somewhere. So, scrotum, the head. Maybe my mind is always in the gutter, but when I started working on this, that's immediately what I saw, and I just kept it there. I think it works. Yeah, the middle member is very visible on this cow's head, and I love that. This painting is from my friend Tara. You know, there's that family that you're born with, and then there's a family that you create for yourself, and my friend Tara is part of that family, and this is for her, so I hope she loves it. I'm sure she will. But yeah, let me zoom in so you can see closer. She's gorgeous. I think my favorite part about her are the eyes. Cows have really long lashes, and it's fun to paint them. That's all for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, adios y bye.